anything yet. Would be useful if there was something. Ah, there we go, it's fixed. Hello! I don't know what I did. I've done nothing different, but I'm alive. Michael's fastest. I've just spoken for the last 15 minutes or however long it's been about, really, really vital stuff. And the mic's been broken the whole time. I don't know what's caused it, but I'm back now. I genuinely have no idea. But, yeah, really sorry about that. Uh, anyway, I need to give you a quick rundown then. So, people are doing stuff on different tires and all that, blah blah blah. You can see that on your screen. Badger's not here. He's got PS4 issues apparently, which is good for him. I guess he's gonna be having a brilliant time. Um, but yeah, like seriously, so sorry about whatever was going on there, because I genuinely have had to unplug the mic and put it back in. Apparently that's fixed it. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. Thank God for that. Right, let's get the running order then. We've got Michael, of course, on top, from Kalek, Medium Pilot, Renair, Billy, Lakitu, ZR Mercedes, Alper, Button, New York who retired early on, and then Matt Seven Dust, Alice Killer, and Bad Boy. And we'll see the end of Matt's lap now, I believe, coming towards the line on his super soft tires. And yeah, ugh. I can't believe the mic had issues like that. I'm so... I can't believe that. I mean, hey, if you're gonna have issues, at least I had issues in qualifying, huh? Rather than the race. And at least it's pre-season, there's worse races to have issues on. So, I mean, if you look at it like that, maybe not the end of the world. And there's still time for everybody's last runs to come in. So, let's go find some people on runs. Now, Alper has been on, I think, every tyre so far. Now, so he's got quite the range, seeing how the tires behave. Not the worst idea actually. We've got 19 people here to watch this, and that's a Ferrari off. That has to be Michael on a preparation lap as well. I do want to catch a Michael on board masterclass lap, but knowing my luck today, he will go on board with him, and nothing will happen. So, yeah, on board with Alper, he's got a very odd sounding Ferrari engine. Bit of a issue there, and he goes P2. Let's see Michael then. Let's see this lap. Oh, rev glitch, really? Okay, well, we'll still watch it. Still a masterclass here to be watched, so look closely, people. This is the man everyone's trying to beat. The man he dominated last week in Germany, Hockenheim. So, yeah, in the evaluation race, you'll see there's a couple of new names in here, but mostly it's the same as last week. And, yeah, Michael, pretty good for the start of the lap so far, no major issues, and, yeah, he'll be looking maybe to get a 28.5. I imagine he'll want to be making big improvements. He has always been one for just pushing the limits all the time. And just doesn't really ever stop. You never see him making that many mistakes. He's always just super consistent, super fast, and this should, if he keeps the speed up, be an even faster pull lap, and it'll make him extremely hard to catch. You might be able to hear an airplane flying past. It's just a side effect of living near an airport. But yeah, sorry about that if you can hear that. Then again, the PS4 is probably just as loud, if not louder. So yeah, you might hear stuff throughout the race. That's out of my control. Anyway, here comes Michael. Puts the DRS on, heads towards the line, and just about misses out on his own time. So we'll see how Kalek is doing, because he's heading towards the end of his lap now. Final corner, 1 minute 20 to go. I guess he could still do another lap if he wants to, and I think actually that's not even the final corner. Look at the final corner. End of the first sector. Sorry about that. Looking at the time in the top right, it's not showing me anything. And then it's finally fixing itself after I've made a mistake. So cheers, Cody's. Anyway, yeah. I was wondering why his ERS was so high. Anyway. That means we get to watch more of his lap. And there's a rev glitch. You can see it a little bit. I thought I might have fixed there for a second, but no, no, it didn't. VG Hamilton is cheering on Billy and Bad Boy in the chat. Billy up in P6 there. Bad Boy last. Yeah, not the best quality from him so far. Maybe he'll put in a banner at the end. Alper Pitts, he's done for his quali session. He's done all he feels he can. Matt in the pits as well, can't do anything. So that's the lowest they'll be or the highest potential starting point for them anyway. Here comes Kalek, P2. 1/10 off Michael. Is Michael still on a lap? I think he actually is, you know. He's up by a very small margin, but he's coming to the line. Can he beat it? Can he just push himself that bit further ahead? Yes, he can. 3/10's clear. Medium pilot now. Watching him, there's a rev glitch on him as well, so we can't ride on board, which is a shame. I think he's up on his previous lap, so it's worth watching to see if he can challenge the top 3, possibly even get himself on the front row. I don't know. Pole might be a bit of a stretch to gain 6/10. 7 Dust goes P5, and still some more laps to come in. We'll see Medium Pilot first, and then hopefully we'll see Billy and Renair do their laps. And maybe Bad Boy might still have something up his sleeve. We'll see. Anyway, coming towards the final hairpin now. This is it then for Medium Pilot. Can he get himself up? He's used all of his ERS. He's going to have a bit of a slower run up to the line. He improves, but not in position. I think he invalidated the lap. That'll be why. And Billy goes P3. Decent lap there. And is Kalek on a better lap? He is on a better lap. But does he have the ERS to complete it? Will he just come up short? He's only a couple of hundredths off. But even worth finishing the lap. I mean, it will ruin his tyres a little bit. He'll have an extra lap on him. But he will still finish it. Up to the line. Kalek doesn't go anywhere. And that's Michael done. He's on pole again. And, well, by no surprise. Unfortunately. And it's 3/10 as well. That's quite a margin. But yeah, that is your quality over. We've got Michael from Kalek, Billy, Alper, Medium Pilot, 7 Just, who's not 7th, which sort of ruins his name. Renair 7, no, is 7th. So, I mean, you know, you're going to have one of them in 7th, and the 7s are up there in 7th for one of them. Yeah, I made the joke. Lakitu is 8th. Sedan Mercedes 9th, from LS Killer 10th, Bad Boy 11th, so he did get a lap in, but just not enough to get top 10. Means he gets free choice in the tyres and a new set. TR Button 12th after having various issues during quali. Matt 13th in New York, who bended after his first lap of quali, is starting last. Kalek saying in the chat that he had a bad quali. Well, hopefully your race is better. Still a front row, so still plenty to aim for. Can Kalek go for the victory? Kalek, he invalidated his second run, so I had to play safe in the final. But Lakitu, you alright there, mate? You look a bit. Oh, yes! Level 34, boys, and I didn't even do anything. Get in! Oh dear, Button's got a penalty, so he's gonna start last. Just gets worse for him. That'll be someone I missed while I was fixing my mic. But yeah, that is your grid then. We've got just 21 seconds before we go to the grid. Any rain on the horizon, Kalek, if you're still in the chat? Did you see during quali, is there any sign of rain for the race? Because that'd be quite interesting to see. For a pre-season, get all the tyres being used. But yeah, well, we're about to find out now. Anyway, see if the start is wet. And he says he lost 2/10 on his fastest lap, sector 1, compared to the fastest sector 1. So that's where Kalek lost it all. 3/10 off, you know, and then a 10th in other places. It could have. Oh, I tell you what, it's quite dull. It could well rain. Overcast the whole race, but no rain, says Kalek. Okay, so that sums that up. No rain, so why is that person wearing a coat? A pink coat with a hood up. And you're inside. It's not that cold, surely. Above the Mercedes guards and the DHL signs. I know there's things like that. Now, is there any cars on top of each other? That's always something that interests people. Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a moment. Just have to wait for everybody to ready up. I think we still got formation lap on. So, yeah. Just gonna have to wait for everybody to get ready. I'm trying to remember how many laps this is. I think it's something like... I'm not even gonna guess. Like, I'm just not. 27. Yeah, I was gonna say like 30. It's just nowhere near that. Anyway, Michael gets off the grid then, and hopefully everybody else gets off without any issues. No one hits each other, gets disqualified. You always want to see everybody make it. Anyway, we'll go through the grid one more time. Michael is on pole. Decent lap for him. I mean, I didn't see anyone catching it. Kalak made mistakes. Maybe could have done it, but still a long race, as he says. Speaking of Kalak, he is P2 in his Toro Rosso, so still all to play for. Billy P3 in the Williams, a very good qualifying from him, and I'm pretty sure VG Hamilton will be extremely happy to see his man up there. Alper P4 in the Cyber, tried every single tyre he could in qualifying, so I'm sure he's got a pretty decent idea of what he'll want to be doing for strategy. Medium Pilot P5 in the Red Bull. Didn't see him last week, I don't think so. I think he's new to this. I'm not sure. Maybe he just couldn't make it last week. But anyway, still not a bad performance. P5 in the grid. 7 Dust in his McLaren. P6 on the grid. Decent stuff from him there. Renair 7 with the 7 on his name. Starts P7. 7's all round for Kalek's teammate Lakitu. Binned it at the end of qualifying for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he fancied it. Set on Mercedes, P9, Force India's locking out the 5th row. So interesting to see if they can move up the field. LS Killer backing up his teammate there in P10. Bad Boy, P11 in his Mercedes. Just outside the top 10, but it means he gets free tyre choice, which we'll look at now, actually, as they all start to line up. TR Button, P12, 5th place penalty hasn't applied, so he's lucky to stay 12th. Matt is P13 on the grid, and last but not least, it is New York in his Williams, and you can see tyre strategy. Everyone from Michael down to Lakitu in P8, they're on ultra soft tyres, and then Zed Mercedes all the way down to New York is on the supers. Only one man is starting on the softs. That is Matt in his Haas. It'll be interesting to see how he does during this race on that strategy. You're expecting to see him near the front at some point here, and the drivers are all on the grid now, just waiting for them lights. Here we go, the lights are on here in Le Castellet, and they're away. Decent start from Michael, gets up the line quite well there actually, shouldn't be under any pressure and towards turn 1, but Kalak will certainly give it a go anyway. You can see behind as well, down the inside, going the Williams there, Billy. That could have been more of a defensive move, but then Kalak loses momentum, and they're going side by side now for P2. Can Billy get down the inside, or will Kalak hold it round the outside, which then turns to the inside, remember. Look out for Alper as well, because he's looking on the inside too. But Billy looks to have kept that then. So Billy out to P2, then Michael already is second clear. And decent start for the Williams. Now Kalak under pressure from Alper. He's clearly putting lots of effort in with his ERS. Billy though defending from Kalak as well. There's just no room from Alper to go in and take advantage. He really is looking absolutely everywhere, but just nothing he could do. Bad Boy looks to have fell down the grid a little bit, having some battles there with Button and LS Killer. And a little bit of contact as well. A little bit of a love tap. No real damage done there. And side by side there as well. Kalak too wants to go right round the outside of Billy. That won't work for him. In fact, he's gone off the track. So that's going to lose in the podium place as well. Disastrous first lap right now for Kalak. He's going to try up the inside again on Alper. Get back past. This puts Medium Pilot right on the back of the two of them. Could he maybe end up in the podium place? He's looking around the outside of Alper. That turns to the inside for the last chicane, and he's looking pretty feisty actually here. He might well go for a move at some point, but anyway, Michael leads the race then from Billy, Kalak, Alper, Medium Pilot, 7 Dust, Lakitu, Zeta Mercedes, Renner, Button, who's having a bit of a fight here with Renner. They could change positions down towards turn 1. Nothing happens between two of them, so then it's Bad Boy, Alice Killer, New York and Matt. That is your field right now. Alper though still right on the back of Kalak, and a pretty hectic first lap. Luckily, doesn't look to be any incidents. Everybody has still got their front wings. Everyone's still going. Then, yeah, they've kept it all clean so far. They'll all want to be setting into a rhythm now. It's a second separating the top three, all separate gaps. So there'll be no DRS for them when that kicks in. Surely Alper then will be looking pretty good to launch an attack. He's actually saving his ERS, probably just like Kalik and Button and Renner. They're going for a side by side. They're no energy usage there for Renner. That could lose him even the points as he heads up the hill. Up to 5 now, but is it too late? They're gonna go for it side by side. Bad Boy right round the outside, but that's not over yet. As actually Renner backs out, so it is over for now. Lakidi and Seven just going for it. They're side by side. Alice Killer and Renner now going. Renner just falling down the grid right now, and these two still side by side. A little bit of contact on the side pod, nothing massive though. And Seven Dust, is he gonna keep that position, or will Lakitu get past? I'm not a football person. Don't know why Lukaku came out there, but we'll roll with it. Lakitu keeps the position. Bad Boy though is ahead of Button, so that's a decent run for him there. Down towards turn 1, they're still going side by side. Button really not wanting to lift, and he'll go for it on the exit. Surely has to go through there, and of course, I knew I'd say something that would end badly. Straight into the chat. Abby Odin with the Lukaku joke. Here we go. What have I done? Anyway, let's not focus on him. Let's focus on Alper, as he's going to go for the move for third. I don't see Kalik really being able to defend this too much. And surely that's move complete into the chicane. And P3 then for the Cyber Driver. Decent start from him there. Kalik just continues to fall down the field, unfortunately. But he still has a chance. He can still launch an attack, and I think Renner's undoing has, it's fully happened now. His last. So I wonder if he's got damage or whatever, because he just doesn't look to be. Oh, Billy. Billy's had a mistake there, I think, because Alper's ahead of him. Kalik's off the track. Bit of an odd strategy there. I don't think you want to be off the track that much if you're trying to take advantage, but that's his own choice, I guess. Billy though falls down to third, so Alper up to P2, and oh, do you know why? I was talking about tire wear before it turned out my mic wasn't on, but basically, I don't know, is it a puncture or what? I mean, that's 2 people into the pits now, but I said you don't really want to be on these ultras at all, quite frankly, because they will just burn up so quickly and hit ridiculously high amounts of temperature. Oh my. Lucky too, that's just not the line, unfortunately, for there. But yeah, you don't want to be on the ultras because they'll just burn up so easily and it'll just become impossible to drive. You want to be, ideally, nowhere near them. So yeah, we saw Billy there and Kalik struggling with that, I guess. And that might well be where Renner is just so low down, just not able to control his vehicle. Anyway, here's Alice Killer. Second Mercedes, by the way, and all, is going to 5th, and 7 just actually is side by side with Medium Pilot looking for Zeta Mercedes as well. Will he be able to get past as well? Is there any room? They're going to try 3 abreast. So close. Bad Boy up to 6th as well. They're really going for it, and Bad Boy here might well get the 2 of these two. The 2 of these two, yeah, I'll go with it, because they go up the hill. He's got so much for speed, but is there anywhere to actually go? Will he go around the other side again? We know he can do it, and he has done it. Nicely done. Up to P5. Medium Pilot falls down to 6th, and yeah, it was decent driving there from Bad Boy. Will you be looking at the P4 and P3 soon? He's on the good super soft tyres, and surely he'll want to be heading up the field. Oh, with the grip, I was gonna say with a good grip, but he had a bit of a rear lock up there, I think, and was all over the place there. Anyway, that is 7 dust into the pits, getting rid of them ultra sauce, no real surprises there. And in fact, Medium Pilot gets a penalty, and he also goes into the pits, so that's a 5-second stop go that'll be added at the end of the race unless he has to pit again, which he probably will do, having pits so early. But yeah, This is when pit strategy sort of starts to come into play. It seems Michael and Alper are able to control their pace up at the front there. There's no real difference in their gaps. Like they're not really spreading out too much. They're keeping it nice and close with each other. And Lakitu and Alice Colour going side by side. Looks like Alice is ahead, and that's button off to Narnia. Don't want to be there. Yes, Void's medium pilot just got a stop go, and Bad Boy's up to P3. What a race he's having, right up there now on the Ultra Strategy. He's the highest driver on the Ultra Strategy, and Lakitu has had a bit of a disaster there. He's went up the inside, must have missed his braking point, and just spun off. That could once again be a result of tyres. A lot of people are struggling with him right now, and Lakitu, or Lukaku as I like to call him, by complete accident. Oh! He's out. New York just sort of appeared out of nowhere. He must have exceeded track limits to an extent that he just got put back on the track. He must have taken the path maybe behind him there, but that's two cars out, then they collide with each other, and that's a bit of a mean thing to happen there. Michael's into the pit, so Alper takes over the lead. And will Michael possibly be thinking there's a safety car coming? Is the safety car even on? No, in my luck it probably isn't. But yeah, Lakitu and New York are swiftly gone. Yeah, Lukaku's out. Disaster, isn't it? I know. Real disaster. Buttons into the pits as well. Renner then is... I thought he was going to be struggling with them tyres. This medium pilot actually a DC. That's why he's 22 seconds off. The Renner... thought he would have been struggling a bit more than this, especially since he fell so far back at the start, but he's actually keeping the tyres pretty well so far. And Alper as well. Alper's doing a super job. I wonder just how long he'll be able to hold on to that lead. Will Bad Boy be ahead by the time his medium pilot leaves again? Will Alper be ahead by the time he actually hits the pit lane? Because I think Bad Boy's got a real chance right now, absolutely pushing him down that straight. He's got so much more speed. Will he do his trademark around the outside move again? He likes doing it. This is for the lead this time though, and we'll see as he come out of here. He's definitely there right around the outside. Can he get that done? Yes he can. Into the lead goes Bad Boy then. Sarah Mercedes will be looking to get past as well, and he will just have to wait a little bit longer, but I'm pretty sure he'll be probably ahead by the end of the lap. And in fact there he goes there, and I think Alper's tyres are really gone now. Even there's a risk for punctures even when you're out for this long on them tyres. But yeah, only one more turn to navigate now. Will he actually speed into the pit lane? That does happen way more often than you think. People even crash into here sometimes, but no real issues for Alper then. And I think Michael should really, he should comfortably have the lead. I think Alper just had one lap too long. He got a little bit too greedy. Renner pits as well, so there's no more ultra soft runners on the track. This is for softs, I think. Or if they just transformed into supers. No, they are softs. So that's softs then to the end for Alper, as Billy, Sevendust and Kalik jump. He's down to, what, 5th? That is. Only him and Kalik on the soft tyres, but that's really cost Alper, staying out that extra lap. Now, Matt has been on these tyres from the start, and he's now starting to catch up on Alice Killer, who's also been on these tyres from the start. There's only the top 4 are the only people to not pit yet, and I imagine they'll be out for quite a while yet. So, taking these out of consideration, if you really want to, the net order really should be Michael's, just for example, like Michael, Billy, Sevendust, Kalik, Alper. That should be the top 5, you'd imagine. But that's that could all change depending on the pace of these lot. And Matt is really getting quite racy right on the inside here of Alice Killer through the triple right-hander. He's still gonna go for it side by side now for quite some time, these two. Who's going to come out on top? Matt, ahead marginally right now. But if Alice Killer just keeps his nose in, he could have a go into the last hairpin, we'll see. And I think he just lost a little bit too much. He will have a look, but I don't think it's enough. And Matt is ahead, then into P3. Leon's engineer says the 10 minutes till light rain. So Kalik said the rain should stay away. But apparently now, it's not. Apparently it could rain. So that could actually mean... Oh, what happened there? Alice Killer, the real... must have had a big slide or something, because he just lost like a second. But yeah, maybe everyone who stayed out at the start, maybe that's what Matt's thinking. Maybe Matt is out until rain. You know, maybe he'll be the man to take this. I don't know how long the supers will be able to go. Judging by what we're seeing from Alice Killer, they won't last for very long. And Billy, just saying this now, Billy is right on the back of Michael. Now, we're not really used to seeing Michael in fights for leads, but, you know, there's always a first time for everything. The gap is 8/10 between the two of them, but it looks like Billy isn't really pushing all that hard to catch him, because you can see he's not using too much energy. So, while it may look all close, oh look, he's got DRS, he might lead. He's actually not using much energy, which means he can't really, you know, go for it. He can't go for the lead when he's not using the energy to actually close up. And he's now out of DRS, so that brief moment of, oh my god, he's really close, that's gone, unfortunately for him. So then, lap 8, let's give you a quick rundown of the professional order right now. It is Bad Boy from ZR Mercedes, Matt, Alice Killer, Michael, Billy, Seven Dust, Kalek, Alper, Renner, Button, and Medium Pilot. Is Medium Pilot still DC'd? Yes, he is, so we've only got 11 people still running then. New York and Lakitu had incidents where New York seemingly, on the end of the fast right-hander, I'm going to call it that all the time now, he must have went off or something. He must have went like really far off. There's a escape road to a different part of the 167 variations. It must have just found himself on a different variation of the track. Something like that must have happened. Put him right on the racing line, stopped dead. You know, it was not like he was moving. It just put him there. We saw it. And Lakitu, or Lukaku as I called him once, and it's never going to be forgotten ever, ran into the back of him after having a bit of a disaster earlier on, having just spun. So he spun just up there. We were watching Bad Boy just coming through. Then he went up the hill. After that spin, feeling a bit down, right in front of him, just there. There's a car, smashed into the back of him, parks just to the right there. You can see his wheels still there. And that was him out of the race. And New York as well, for that matter. They took them both out. Another brilliant Cody's glitch there, I'd imagine. Because you really shouldn't be put into the path of another car like that, especially if you're not going to ghost. It's a bit of a stupid system. But, yeah. Oh, I caught that at the right time. Billy's had a disaster. He's spun off. Oh, and again, almost. That's after 5 laps. Them tires are dead. They are dead. That's them absolutely burning off. They are burning up. They are beyond boiling. They're gone. And once you spin once, it's very hard to get the heat, you know, out of the tires, and it'll just become absolutely impossible to drive. Will he actually just pit? Alice Killer pits. He's had enough of these tires, and after 5 laps we might well be seeing Billy into the pits, and he was running a net second. He was looking good, but it's all gone wrong from here. And will he pit? No, he does pit. He changed his mind there at the last second, and Alice Killer's onto softs, so he's going to the end on them, you'd imagine, as is Billy. So maybe, even though he had a spin there, maybe he can still salvage something from this. If the rain doesn't interfere too much, it can rain and not end up on inters, you know, it's not like it's impossible. But, it's all still to play. It's only lap 10, remember, so there's still plenty to happen. And Button, right on the back of Alice Killer. Could he somewhat ruin Alice Killer's strategy by getting past? Because the Alice Killer has just been in the pits. He's here on probably completely different strategies here. And DRS for Button, he's going to go for it. He's got 4. That's overtake. Will he go up to 5? Maybe on the exit to pull away? He's going to go on the inside. Down to 2 for the braking zone. He's going to go for it, but Alice Killer's definitely not going to let him through that easily. And straight back ahead he goes. Now up the hill. Can Button go for it? There's a little bit of waving going on. Down the inside for the fast right-hander. You normally see people go around the outside, but down the inside, Button is up into P9. So decent move there from the Renault driver. The only Renault in the field today. And so far they're going to be getting 2 points in this pre-season race, although Alice Killer did fancy a look at the inside. He's gone off to Narnia as well, which isn't the racing line, obviously. But, yeah. He's going to go for it into the last hairpin though, and on the exit, Button might well have the grip to go for it again. So even though there's DRS for Alice Killer, the extra speed coming off the wider entry for Button could still give him the chance to go past again. But no, Alice Killer somehow holds that position. I thought that move was gone. I thought there was no chance. And even still, looks like Button might still end up getting back ahead. These two have been going for a while. You can see on the helicam a really good example of how going a bit deep can really cost you there, as Button gets back past Alice Killer. And surely that's it done, right? Of course not, because Alice Killer, surely look at the run he's got. He could well get straight back past again. Here we go, DRS on board him. He might look to the outside. Button's got the inside pretty covered here, so it's going to have to be around the outside, just like he did when Button tried to pass him before. This is almost a carbon copy of their positions when the first move was going on, except this time Button has a big slide and he's ahead out of the corner this time, which means Alice is going to get a pretty killer run up the hill. See what I did there? And he's going to surely have more top end speed, but not able to make it work as ZR Mercedes goes into the pits. Let's see where he feeds back out into the race. That is the soft tires. It said supers, but it then proceeded to change. And where will he be in relation to Alice, actually? Because these two, I thought they were pretty close on track. They were on the same sort of strategy, but clearly not. I don't know, maybe I'm just missing something here. I mean, they're on the same straight, just a bite, but just nowhere near each other. And Alice is too busy fighting Button to get close anyway. Round the outside, will he try it? Oh, made contact. And that's spinning round. And that's unfortunate. Just a tiny bit of contact can ruin a little battle there. So that was a good wee battle. Maybe Alice Killer can catch up later on. He is on fresher tires that have been a tad ruined, but still not the end of the world for him. But yeah, now we've only got 2 drivers left on the track who have yet to pit. Matt on the soft is in P2. He'll be going much longer than the leader, Bad Boy. And if this rain is coming, then surely Matt, you'd imagine, is in the best position to win this race. You can see Bad Boy is within his pit window. You can see that because there's a green, what do you call it? Spanner? Is that what you call it? On his graphic, and he is going to pit. He's in his pit window. He is pitting 25 people here to watch the pit stop. He's a popular man, and that is the soft tires. No real surprise there. And Matt now is your leader. Into turn 1 he goes. Michael, though, is going to be hounding him, and you'd imagine maybe in the next lap or 2, if he keeps the pace up, he will be in the position to start having a little bit of a battle. Now, Bad Boy is behind Alpha and possibly even Calic, although I thought it might have been a bit more closing speed. Not as much as I thought, but Steven's still on the exit. It could still be... Did I say Calic? I meant Renner. It could be Renner's. Oh dear. He went for the move there, but instead he just went off the track, got a penalty, and didn't even get past. So, Renner, not Calic. Calic's miles up ahead. Will not get past now. And there's ZR Mercedes as well. He pitted earlier too. He's a little bit closer to Bad Boy as he was. You can see the undercut working there pretty well for him. And yeah, 5 people have left after that pit stop. He's a popular guy, as I said, clearly. And Renner's going past. We'll look at this from ZR Mercedes, because I think there's a little bit of contact there, and he might well get the 2 of them here up the hill. He's got such a good run, but is there any room for them? Will they go free abreast? You bet they will. Here we go up the hill towards that fast right-hander, and you know what? I think he's already got them cleared. He has. He's cleared them both. As Renner takes an interesting line there. Takes the Narnia line. But what a move from ZR Mercedes. He can't believe his luck. 2 cars, 1 corner. And you can see Bad Boy's tires are changing. When you go into the corner, he wants them nice and grippy, super soft tires, and as soon as he gets onto their straight, he, I'm sure, will change to the soft tires. Doesn't need them anymore. You can see a little bit of grip in there on the exit now. He'll probably switch to the soft tires for that straight line speed. Doesn't really need the grip anymore, or not. Maybe he'll switch between the 2 on the straight. Yeah, it's one of them glitches. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell by my hilarious commentary over it. Here's Calic. He's got a bit of a rev glitch, so we can't run on board, but we can still watch as he gets his DRS here. And well, we'll see. down the back straight he goes. Can he get past? He lost a little bit there. I thought he might have been right on the back. Still coming right on board yet? No, he'll fix himself eventually, don't worry. And Renner right on the back of Bad Boy. Oh, almost contact again between them two. And Bad Boy just about stays ahead. I'm just trying to see, there was contact. Is there damage on that car? Wow, jeez, he pulled out there. I thought they hit each other. That's what caused it, I thought. But clearly not, and there is front wing damage. There's front wing damage to Bad Boy. This is going to ruin his race. And surely Renner has to get past at some point. Oh, almost into the back he went there. And I'm looking up at the top left to see Michael is closing quite quickly on that now. He's in the DRS zone, and Kalek is also in the DRS of 7. Dust we might be seeing 2 or 3 moves all happening at the same sort of time. So it's going to be interesting to see if I can keep track of all this. This is yeah, it's going to be difficult to try and keep track of. You don't normally have this many battles going on at the same time. I mean, fair enough to these guys. They're really going for it. This is only a pre-season race, but they're treating it as if it's a championship decider right now. Here comes Kalak then. He's closest right now, although that's just changed. So that's what Michael said. Because he's going to be heading onto the DRS zone now. And I can't really see Matt being able to defend. In fact, he might even get past before DRS. Okay, maybe he's not that quick. But ahead goes Michaels. That's into the lead again. Bad Boy and Renner are still going for it. Bad Boy up the inside. Renner takes avoiding action, and Bad Boy is ahead. And you know what? Renner might well take a little bit of a slingshot effect. Since he went so wide, he gets a little bit more speed in the exit. Gets his DRS. He'll get back past. Kalak's ahead, as you can see there. And defending Bad Boy to the inside line. Renner, though, will he get past? Will they have contact again? Oh, that's close. That didn't quite work out as Bad Boy expected. He cuts the corner on the exit. That might well be a warning for him, and one step closer to a penalty. And still so close, almost contact. Bad Boy, does he get it on the inside? They're still going for it. And I think they might well go the whole way through this turn as well. A little bit of contact, and Bad Boy just pushes him off. And it actually gives Renner a penalty. That's a bit mean from the game. I don't think that was worthy of a penalty. I'm sure Renner won't be too happy to see that. In fact, he probably, if he could do, he'll stick a few fingers out there. But yeah. Oh well, he's ahead anyway. Bad Boy is gone. And yeah, Michael, as I said, into the lead again. We didn't really have much time to focus on that fight. We only had to sort of have a little glimpse of the move being done. But Michael back into his usual lead. And yeah, 16 laps in. No sign of the rain yet, if it is indeed coming, but still plenty of time for that. And yeah, looks like Alper and Renner and Bad Boy are still going for it. A bit more contact, and Renner's returning the favour there for that little bit of mean driving, let's say, from Bad Boy earlier. And now Bad Boy himself's been pushed off the track. I want to see what Alper's doing. He's going past 7 dust. No, he said silver dust. Doesn't make much sense, that does it? But he's ahead into P4, and Bad Boy and Renner, they're still going for it. And I think Renner made a mistake. I have it out where he was forced to let him back through. So as 7 dust gets a penalty there. And these guys are still going for it. They're all still going for it. Michael now 2.5 seconds clear, so he's found his rhythm, and he's way ahead right now. And yeah, who's closest? It probably is these two for the moment, but now Renner, he's catching right back up to Bad Boy again. And well, it's only a matter of time for these two start having a bit of a war again. And in fact, it might be right now. Here we go, Renner. He's on the super soft terrace. Really, he should be ahead for a while now. Matt and Michael pits, and Kalak assumes the lead again from Alper. And instead of Mercedes, there goes Renner. A bit of a contact again, because of course there is a Bad Boy. They're going side by side down the main straight. They'll both get ahead as well. And here we go then. Michael might be right in this. He's right behind him. And Renner's ahead again. Into P4, Bad Boy off again. And I wonder if it'd be wise for him just to let Michael go now and maybe just feed off his DRS. And I think that's what he will do. Although I don't think he really had much choice in it anyway. But Bad Boy, I mean, he could get DRS on him here if he stays close enough, but I think his tyres might just be burnt out. He's only been on them 4 laps, but he's been in so many fights that he might just have burnt the tyres out. And look at that, is that Matt as well getting past? Real disaster here for Bad Boy. And yeah, nice Michael on Renner. Can he get through? How easy will it be for him? Still no rain, so moving aside is Renner. I would call that defending, but he's that far away from that. I think he was just letting him through. So Renner then down to P5 again, and not going to get anywhere near Michael. You probably won't see him for the rest of the race unless there's some form of disaster going up ahead. But yeah, Matt now. I mean, he's not a million miles away from Michael at this moment. They're now both on the same strategy. You know, Matt's been able to get there in the same amount of stop as well. More stops for Michael, and he's only a couple of seconds back. So his strategy has worked out perfectly. And there is Renner into the pits, and won't see him for a while. As LS Killer and Bad Boy were gonna go for it, but yeah, Bad Boy has given up. I sort of suspected he might well do that. And Mr. Popular into the pits, gears goes up, but unfortunately it's for him to retire. Renner then is last. Somehow, even though Billy was all over the show earlier, all that fighting for Renner just put him at the back. And yeah, the order right now probably subject to change. Although I must say, if Zeta Mercedes can keep this 7-second gap, he might win this race. Because we'll see how Kalik does on these tyres, because he's probably the key to seeing what Zeta Mercedes will do. Because let's see, Zeta Mercedes at the end of this race will have done what, 16 laps on his soft tyres. So let's just see. Kalik looks fine on them so far. I would say, you know, this will be his 15th lap he's doing on them. I'm gonna say it now. I know Kalik into the pits now. I'll say it now. I think if Zeta Mercedes can keep this gap up, he's gonna win this race. Renner gets a penalty for multiple warnings again, as Michael says the fastest lap. That will not be good news for ZR Mercedes, but I really do think if he keeps this gap up, if he only loses say like 5/10 a lap, he's gonna win this race. But we'll have to see. Rain could say if it starts to fall, which is looking less and less likely by the lap. If that falls, then it changes the race again. Because obviously we've got Alper up front. If it rains in the next lap, I'm sure he'll be absolutely jumping for joy. But yeah, we'll see how the strategy plays out. Here's 7 just now. It shouldn't be too hard to pass button here, as he's on 13 lap old soft tyres compared to 7 just 2 lap old supers. Still nobody on the ultras. Like I say, they're trying to avoid them like the plague, because they're really just not useful. And down the inside, that's easy for P6 there. 7 just leaves his natural habitat, and he's up into P6 now. So happy days for him in the McLaren. I'm sure he'll be looking at working on LS Killer next. So that'll happen in the next couple of laps probably, if he keeps the pace up. Something that is also looking more and more likely. Look at that. Michael is just taking 2 seconds out on this lap already on ZR Mercedes. It just doesn't maybe look like ZR can hold on. It'll be a couple laps yet before he catches, but if he does, I said about 2 seconds, maybe it's about 1.7, 1.8. Either way, he's setting fastest laps, Michael, and he's showing no signs of stopping. And surely, if he doesn't burn the tyres out, he will be going back for that lead once again. Alper still stays out on his super softs, or softs I should say. If ZR Mercedes can get ahead of Alper, and Alper can hold up Michael a little bit even, maybe that helps ZR at least a little bit more. Though right now, it just doesn't seem too likely for him. Maybe he's a good defender, maybe he can fight Michael hard to the end of the race. He was always going to struggle. He started P9 on a different strategy, remember. He was one of the people who went long on his first stint, so he's on the same strategy I think as Matt, except he did his on the supers and then went to softs, while Matt has gone from softs to supers. But yeah, lap 20, And looks like Renner is passing the lap. No, there he is passing the lap car now. Does that get Billy DRS? Not quite. Is he ghosted as well? Or is that just how dull his car is? It is a Williams. But no, as if it gets ghosted, I think it's just Renner passing him with relative ease. I don't even think he was going to try and fight that there, Billy. Oh, big slide. Yeah, he's definitely not ghosted. Sorry, I need to cough. I don't want to cough with a bloody mic. Lovely. Much better. I'm now not going to die. And 7 Dust, I said he might catch in the next lap or two. And he has caught. Will he be close enough for DRS? No. He won't. He's not going to be able to use DRS right now, but he saved some ERS. Maybe he'll fancy a little go on this lap at P5 LS Killer as Billy's out. Billy is out. We'll see where he ended up. I think he just gave up, didn't he? Yeah, he just gave up. Seeing people just giving up and not, you know, making it dramatic and having a massive accident, but whatever. Anyway, 7 Dust DRS on this lap, you'd imagine, on LS Killer. He should have more grip through the corners anyway on these new tyres. And yep, he's got DRS. We should see his ERS possibly go up if he fancies it. And he doesn't put it up actually, which is surprising. Sort of would have thought it would be heading up. And Renner gets another penalty. He's looking close to disqualification. I think I've seen 9 3-second penalties in one race before. I don't know how many exactly Renner's got, but it keeps popping up every now and again. So, you know, maybe he'll get disqualified. Genuinely, there's always a chance. If you corner cut too much. But yeah, what an entertaining race this has been so far. I can still see blue sky up there, but that doesn't necessarily mean the rain isn't coming. But the order right now is Alper from ZR Mercedes, Michael, Matt, Alice Killer were on board with, then 7 Dust, Button, Kalek and Renner. That is your 9 drivers still running. And Alper is on his 16th lap on the softs. That is important because ZR Mercedes is going to be doing the same amount of laps when he finishes this race. So that proves it can be done. And it proves that ZR Mercedes is going to be able to finish on them tyres. Presumably with no real problems. I mean, I don't see Alper really to be struggling too much. Oh my... Sorry, 1 second. Isn't it great when you get interrupted when there's an overtake going on? Sorry about that. But yeah, 7 Dust gets the inevitable done. And Billy is calling the game trash. That is so typical, man. I missed the overtake. Because I had to get interrupted by my flippin' brother. Looking for GT Sport. Brilliant. Dude, after the race, man, it's not that long left. Round outside goes Kalek, that'll be some moving button, although you have to admit, it's a move he should be completing. Because he's got tyres that are 13 laps younger. And it's a better compound. And he does get it done. Nice and easy there for Kalek. Alice Killer is just about in DRS still of a 7 Dust, but I don't see him getting past. If anything, Kalek will be right on the charts now trying to get past LS Killer himself, and Button maybe will drag him along as well. Now Michael, will he be on DRS here with ZR Mercedes? Ideally, ZR Mercedes will be wanting to get DRS on Alper sort of at the same time as Michael is getting DRS on him. And Michael, using up all of his ERS there really down the straight, he's right down to 0, he's going to have to conserve. That gives ZR Mercedes a chance to start to pull away a little bit. Let's see what the ERS is like for him. It's very similar in fact. And he's up to high, he's using it. He's going to be streaming all the way up the hill, he knows Michael's right there. This is for the win, remember. Could Alper even go to the end? I mean, I haven't really considered it, but surely, if he hadn't pitted now, surely he'll still go for it at the end. Surely he'll just be going to the end now. Wouldn't make sense to pit now, he'd lose so much time. Because he's got 9 seconds after 3rd place to lose, so he can't afford it. maybe he will just get the car to the end. But surely these three are your podium sitters right now. Alper, ZR Mercedes and Michael. But what order are they going to finish in? It's all to be revealed then in these last 4 laps. The rain shouldn't play a factor now, if it will indeed come. On board then with Michael. He gets his first dose of DRS. ZR Mercedes not able to catch up to Alper. And Michael just edges that a little bit closer to P2. Can he get there on the next DRS straight, or will he even get there before? There's obviously a chance just after the chicane into the right hander just ahead of us. Not this one, he's just went through, but that one, but he's not close enough. He wants to wait for the DRS. 1.4 seconds separates Alper and ZR Mercedes. There's no chance for ZR Mercedes to get that DRS right now. Button pits, he's done on them tires. 17 laps, and that's all he wants to do. 18 laps in fact. But Michael, this is it then for P2. Can Michael get past ZR Mercedes on lap 24? Down the inside, he's got it done. He's used his ERS then. He's up to 4 on that. And he's still going to be using that all the way up the hill. So he's going to have to save at some point. Maybe ZR Mercedes, who's got a little bit more, could start to catch afterwards. But now, Michael has got 3.5 laps to catch and pass Alper for his victory. Can he do it? It's going to be close. I mean, I think Alper on them tires has kept some pretty gosh darn decent pace, and he's doing a fantastic job. Button's probably going to go for a fastest lap. He's onto the ultras. First time I've seen somebody on them for a while. But no, the top 3 are separated by 1.5 seconds. This is as close as we've seen it the whole race. Locking up there is Alper. He's feeling the pressure from Michael. He knows he's got more pace, but can he hold him behind? And will ZR Mercedes be able to come back as well? Surely he thinks that if these two start fighting, if they fight long enough, then he's still got a chance in that Force India. Only 3 laps remain, and this is going to be a very tense finish at this rate. Because even if it isn't for the win, I imagine Michael's probably going to get past right now. I'm being told my internet's not sufficient enough to do this race, and that'll be really embarrassing if this was to crash. So it better not crash. Right now, anyway. Of all the times to crash, don't crash now. Because here comes Michael. He's up to the back of Alper. 3/10 to catch him. This is it. This is the move for the leader race. 2.5 laps to go. There he goes. Michael takes the lead then here in Le Castellet. Alper stays P2. Now he has to think about ZR Mercedes. ZR Mercedes, who surely has a chance to pass him then at some point towards the end of the race. He's only got, like I say, 2.5 laps to do it. But Alper, surely he's had that long in the lead. Surely he's still going to have a chance, isn't he? He's been able to keep them tires for long enough. He's only 2 cents behind. Is there even a chance he'll just throw one up the inside? But Michael just has so much more grip on them tires. It'll be very difficult to see how this is going to go. 2 laps. Does Alper have enough tires? You surely got to say that Michael would have this one under control. But Alper's catching. Alper is still catching him. Oh, we got rev glitch. Damn it. And not enough traction out of the last corner. Alper, his challenge for the lead is over, I think, with that. If he stayed 5/10 behind, maybe even just 6, he might have had a chance, but he's now absolutely pushing like hell, but he's now out of the DRS range, and it's about ZR Mercedes. Can he catch him and get himself that P2? From P9 on the grid, it'd be pretty gosh darn impressive, and Alper's tires are gone. You can see it. You can see he's losing the time. Let's just have a look and see just how many positions everyone's gained so far. You know, 6 for ZR Mercedes, 9 for Matt, and 4 for Alice Killer. They are the biggest movers. Can ZR Mercedes make it 7 positions gained? Surely I'll have to do it at some point. When will Alper's tires go, as Button says the inevitable fastest lap at 1:30.9. Not a bad lap from him there in the ultra sauce. First, you know, race distance especially is not too bad. And yeah, can Alper hold on? Will his tires puncture? This is going to be close. This is going to be really close. I mean, he'll end up having done 21 laps. Michael is 2 seconds clear. There goes ZR Mercedes at the inside. That was his first attempt. He's still got the rest of this lap and all the next lap to do it. But can he? He's going for the inside! And I wonder if Alper just let him through there, because he looked to be struggling so much now. He has to hold an 11-second gap for that for the podium. You'd imagine he'll get that done. And on to the final lap they go then. What a thriller they put on today here at Le Castellet. Here at Paul Ricard. What a brilliant race. Lap 27 out of 27. Let's watch Michael, the man who really never looked in doubt there for that win. There was a small chance that he could have had a bit of a fight for it. But in the end, when it came to it, he didn't really have too much struggle when it came to the pass. He just got it done when he had to do it. He set pole. He was deserving of the win, to be honest. And he's going to get it. Alper is still all over the place by the signs of it. And by the looks of it, his tyres are about to go. But will they survive this lap? Will he get the podium? It all depends. If the tyre does go, it could go at a good point. There's always a good point for a tyre to go. Say it's on the main straight, it wouldn't be a disaster. But if it goes here, then it's all over for him. He has to be absolutely conserving this, because he could even just spin on his own because the tyres are that badly worn. He's off the track again. He'd be getting loads of penalties as he keeps going off the track. I don't know. Is this his podiums? Is it Matt's? We're about to find out. Here comes Michael though. He is about to win this race. He's only got 2 corners to go. And Michael, at the end of this pre-season race, is going to prove that he has the pace. He's going to prove that he is the man to take this championship if he keeps his pace up. Michael is going to be a lot to beat him. He's won this race. He's won the pre-season race. ZR Mercedes is P2. Alper P3 for now. But where will Matt end up? What penalties has he got? He is third. He's done it. Matt goes P3, then Alper P4. 7 Dust crosses the line. That's P5. Alice Killer and Calix runner fuel. No. Will he get to the line in P7, or will his teammate get him? I think actually his teammate slowed down. He didn't want to go for it. Button then will be the last man to cross the line then. But surely if Michael keeps this up, he has got a real chance at this championship. I mean, he's just so dominant. He's just so dominant. And Button's going to finish that race in the wall. Don't really know what his thinking was in that. Kalek in the chat. Why, Fuel? Why? As he starts to cry. Oh. You alright there, Button? I didn't know killing yourself was on the was on your agenda, but okay. Fair enough. There's your podium then. That is a familiar man on the top. The Ferrari man, Michael, the winner of the race then, from ZR Mercedes, and Matt, who's probably surprised to be there. He looks certain he was going to finish 4th anyway. He had that 9 seconds to get, but thanks to penalties, he did get it. And Kalek wasn't too happy with his strategy there. Button, well, Button, you did finish in the points. Okay, yeah, you're last, but you didn't finish. You didn't retire. So it could have been worse for you. It could have been worse. But here is your final order then. Michael from ZR Mercedes, Matt, Alper, 7 Dust, Alice Killer, Kalek, Renner, Button, and then your retirements, Medium Pilot, Billy, Bad Boy, New York, and Lakatu, or Lukaku, as I decided to call him at one point, which is very clever. But that is it then for ERL F1 pre-season race. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been good fun, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, and take care. Safe travels and all that.